All right, welcome back to the deep dive, everybody. Today we're diving into something pretty fascinating and honestly a little turbulent.
Yeah.
The Thai condo market in 2025.
hmm
We've got two really interesting articles here. One from Nation Thailand and another from Thailand Business News.
Okay.
And they both kind of paint this picture of like a perfect storm hitting the market, but also
Right.
like a cautious optimism for growth.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, so we're going to unpack all of that today.
Okay, sounds good.
We're going to see, why things are so shaky right now,
Right.
how developers are adapting, and what it all means for, someone who might be considering
Yeah,
buying a condo in the coming year.
absolutely. For potential buyers or even investors, just kind of getting a lay of the land.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot to cover.
So let's just dive right in.
Okay, let's
This
go.
articles both talk about this, this perfect storm of challenges.
Right.
And it seems like the biggest one is just that people can't afford to buy.
Yeah, affordability is a major concern.
Yeah.
Especially, for your average Thai citizen in that middle to lower income bracket.
Right,
It's a
exactly.
combination of factors.
Mm.
Wages haven't really been keeping up with the rising cost of living.
Yeah, it's just getting more and more expensive to live.
It is. And when your income isn't rising at the same rate, it just puts a huge strain on your finances.
Right, and that makes it tough to even think about,
Yeah,
saving for a down payment on a condo.
exactly. Home ownership is becoming increasingly difficult for many.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you've got the banks who are like
Right.
really tightening up their lending.
Yeah, the lending criteria have definitely gotten stricter.
Mm-hmm.
Interest rates are higher, and they're really scrutinizing those loan-to-value ratios.
So even if you could like technically swing the payments,
Right,
it's harder to even get approved for a mortgage.
exactly. It's become a real barrier for potential home buyers.
And then to make matters worse, like construction costs
Oh, yeah. Don't even get me started on that.
are through the roof.
Everything is more expensive now, materials, labor, you name it.
Yeah, and those costs get passed on to the,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, right.
Ultimately, it's the buyer who ends up paying more.
So it's like this triple whammy of like
It really is
obstacle.
a perfect storm. You said it.
Yeah. So, how are these developers coping
Right.
with all of this?
Well, it's interesting to see how they're adapting.
Hmm.
There are a lot of different approaches out there.
Yeah, like what about Supalai?
Oh, they're really leaning into innovation and sustainability
Okay.
across all 36 of their new projects.
Wow, 36.
Yeah, they're investing a lot.
That's a lot of bat.
It is a lot like 46 billion baht, to be exact.
Wow.
But they're really focusing on making their condos more eco-friendly.
Okay, I like that.
Things like solar panels,
Mm.
rainwater harvesting systems.
Oh, that's smart.
Really trying to reduce their environmental impact.
Right, and I bet that appeals to buyers too.
Absolutely, especially those who are environmentally conscious.
Yeah, for sure. So what about Sansiri?
Well, they're taking a different approach.
Okay,
They're really focusing on location.
makes sense.
Specifically condos near mass transit lines.
Oh, interesting.
They're banking on the fact that
Yeah.
with limited new supply after all the COVID disruptions,
Mm-hmm.
people are going to want that convenience.
That's true. Yeah. People want to be able to get around easily.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
being close to mass transit is a huge selling point.
Yeah, but what if
Yeah.
like tastes change or new developments pop up further away?
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
It's a gamble for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But they're probably betting on the fact that mass transit is going to remain a top priority for buyers.
Right, especially in Bangkok.
Exactly.
Yeah, where it's so busy and crowded.
Just makes life so much easier.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay. So some developers are going for that like
Yeah.
aggressive growth strategy.
Yeah.
But then you have others like land and houses who are being a bit more low.
Yeah, they're definitely playing it safe.
Mhm.
They've actually reduced their new developments by like 64%.
Wow.
They're prioritizing financial stability over rapid expansion.
Yeah, in this climate, that makes sense.
It does. It's a more conservative approach.
Right. Kind of like
Yeah.
slow and steady wins the race.
Exactly. They're in it for the long haul.
Mm-hmm. But then on the other end of the spectrum, you have AP Thailand.
Oh, yeah. They're going all in.
Right. They're like ready to expand like crazy.
They're in a really strong financial position, low debt.
So they're taking advantage of the situation.
Absolutely. They see it as an opportunity.
Wow. So it's interesting to see these different approaches.
It is. It shows you how diverse the market is.
Mm-hmm. What about Fraser Property Thailand?
Oh, they're an interesting case.
Yeah, what are they doing?
They're taking a more diversified approach,
Okay.
targeting both domestic and international markets.
So not putting all their eggs in one basket?
Exactly. They're spreading the risk.
Oh,
They're doing residential projects, but they're also expanding their industrial estate offerings.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, those are areas specifically for industrial development.
It's often attracting foreign investment.
Okay. So kind of a different angle.
Yeah, a bit more broad in their
Yeah.
strategy.
Okay, so for our listeners out there who are thinking,
Yeah.
okay, what does this all mean? What's the outlook for 2025?
Right, what can we expect?
What do these articles say?
Well, they're cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
They predict a modest recovery,
Mm-hmm.
potentially 5 to 10% growth.
Okay, but it depends on a few things, right?
Yeah, it's not a guaranteed thing.
Right.
They really emphasize the need for government intervention.
Okay, like what kind of intervention?
Well, things like lowering interest rates,
Okay.
maybe adjusting those loan-to-value regulations.
Make it easier to get a mortgage.
Exactly, make housing more accessible.
Okay, so the government has a big role to play.
They do. Their policies will have a significant impact.
What else did they mention?
Foreign investment.
Okay.
They expect continued interest from overseas buyers, especially from China.
Right.
They think that's going to be a big driver of sales. So not just domestic factors, but global trends too.
Exactly. Everything is interconnected.
Okay, and what was that last piece?
The overall economic recovery.
Right.
They say addressing household debt and implementing effective economic stimulus measures will be key to revitalizing the property sector as a whole.
This is a bit of a mixed bag.
It is. There are challenges, but also opportunities.
Yeah, and it really highlights how important it is to understand the market
Absolutely. Knowledge is power.
before you make any decisions.
Whether you're a developer, an investor, or a potential buyer.
Exactly. So for you listening out there,
Yeah.
what stands out to you the most from all of this?
I mean, what surprises you?
Are you surprised by any of the strategies that the developers are taking?
Yeah, or the factors that are influencing growth.
Yeah. Or the potential risks?
What I find really interesting is how much emphasis they put on government intervention.
Yeah.
It seems like the market's future is really tied to what the government does.
And that kind of leads us to a final thought-provoking question for you.
Okay.
If you were thinking about investing in a Thai condo in the coming year,
Right.
knowing all of this,
Yeah.
what advice would you give yourself?
Something to think about.
Yeah.
A lot to consider.
Yeah, it's not a simple decision,
Definitely not.
but hopefully this deep dive has given you some food for thought
Absolutely.
and helped you understand the market a little bit better.
That's the goal.
All right, thanks for joining us,
Thanks for having me.
and we'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.
See you later.
Bye.